One of the most thrilling things to watch last night. I'm talking about the performance of now gold medal gymnast Gabby Douglas. She is America's golden girl. We've fallen in love with her. The 16-year-old on a mission from the get-go, and no one knows better than Gabby's mom, Natalie Hawkins, and she joins us now. First off, have you soaked it all in that you're the mom of the best gymnast in the world?
I'm still working on that. I keep pitching myself to see if it's all real.
I'm sure, and your reactions were just priceless. You and your family in the stands, the hugs, the tears. But before we get to that, let's get to Gabby's performance, and she was incredible. When she needed it most, she was there. But what's going on with you? It comes down to the floor exercise, and she's got some tough competition from the Russians. What are you thinking? I mean, you knew what was at stake. You knew the pressure.
Yes. You know, when I saw her floor routine, well, actually leading up to floor routine, after she finished beam, I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. She's looking phenomenal. I think she's gonna, really have a good shot at this medal. And so I knew floor is one of her most favorite events. She loves to perform for the crowds. So when she got on floor and I saw her first and second tumbling passes, we were rejoicing just because, not that we knew that she had won the gold yet, but just that, she'd had such an amazing meet up to that point. So when she finished her last floor pass, I just erupted in celebration with my kids. We were giving each other high fives, and, it was just like, oh my gosh, she had the meet of her life. And when Victoria Komova got up and she did an amazing job on her floor routine, yeah, we were like, oh, it's going to be close. Okay. And we had already done the numbers. Okay. So we knew what Victoria needed.
Okay, so let's talk about that. And you're right, her closest competitor did well, too. So now you're watching the board, waiting for the scores. Talk about how nervous you were and then your emotions when you knew Gabby had won gold.
Yeah, when we were waiting for that score, my heart was literally pounding out of my chest. I literally felt lightheaded, and my kids were just rubbing my back. My son's leg was shaking, and I was, just saying, okay, we got to stay calm. Whatever it is, we're going to rejoice with her. If she gets a silver, we're going to rejoice like it was the goal. We're just going to, just rally around her and let her know what an amazing job she did, how proud we were of her. And when the Victoria's score came up, I lost it. I started crying like a baby. I couldn't hold it in. It was just such a feeling of relief and a sense of joy and accomplishment, that all of the sacrifices, all of the hard work paid off, the move to Iowa. I felt like I had, I finally had a peace that I had totally made the right decision. And when she realized she made gold, had gotten that gold medal, and I saw the look on her face, and she, looked around for us, and she saw where we were, and she blew us kisses, I just lost it.
Oh, and it was so good.
I couldn't stop crying.
I think we were all just that adopted part of your family at that point. We just loved the story, and you mentioned the sacrifice. Let's hit the positive side first. And she's got $1 million smile. And speaking of that, the endorsements are estimated now $5 to $10 million. That's got to make you smile, Mom.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I told her before, I said, your life may change. We're not a well-to-do family at all. But I told her we're not going to focus on the money aspect. For her, it was just to go out there and reach the pinnacle of her sport. She wanted to go out there and show what she could do. She's always had such an extreme love for the sport of gymnastics, and she wanted coaches who could teach her how to really push the envelope in the sport. And so, moving her to train with Chow and Lee was one of the best decisions I've made thus far concerning her career. And so, I mean, when we look at the dollar amount that, everybody's telling us, that she's possibly looking at, all we can do is just rejoice even more, because for us, it wasn't so much about the money. I mean, yeah, it's great, but we wanted her to really be excited about what she had accomplished in her sport.
Natalie, was there a moment, what was your lowest moment when you're like, this isn't worth it? I miss my daughter. This has got to stop. Did you ever have that moment?
Absolutely. When she was working through some injuries that she got in 2011, I wasn't there to help nurse her back to health, and that's what every mother wants. Your baby's injured. You know, Missy, her host mom, Missy Parton, was there taking her to the doctors every day, and I felt helpless. I felt, you know, that there was nothing I could do, really, and there wasn't. I was in Virginia, and I couldn't, you know, make it to Iowa. I didn't have the money to, you know, fly out there at the time, and so that was excruciating for me as a mom, and to have her calling me, telling me she wanted me there, and I couldn't be there.
Wow.
And so I think about those times, you know, when I, and that like I said, when it was such a release for me in the stands when I cried, I thought about all of those sacrifices and how helpless I felt. You know, I couldn't be there to help support her during those very hard times. And, you know, there were times she wanted to come home so bad, but she fought through that. And there were times I had to help her fight through it. But that's what a parent does. So.
Right.